Zuercher Amplification is a highly sought-after boutique amplifier company. Each amplifier is handcrafted by Ken Zuercher and his wife Lynn, right here in Toledo, Ohio. So we thought we'd learn more about where they came from, where they are now, and where they're going.
Hi, I'm Ken Zuercher. I'm the owner and chief engineer of Zuercher Amplification. It's a small company of just a couple of us. My wife and I build guitar amps. She's more on the cabinet and making sure the quality control is where it is. I'm the engineer and the electronics guy, make sure they sound like they should. We started this a long time ago, but I'm also a musician and use these on the job, and I come at this, from a different aspect than most engineers do. I grew up with lots of music. My father was a music teacher. We grew up in little towns, started in Mount Corey, which is near Findlay, and then moved to the big town of Defiance, and then the other big town of Norwalk, and then to Toledo here when I was 10. And I've been here ever since. I've been playing live music and decided to pursue it as a career when I hit college. The only thing I could afford and transport was guitar. And within weeks, I had people pounding on my door as I was making noise in the neighborhood. "Oh, I hear you play guitar." Well, that's a matter of opinion, I suppose, but we had bands. I've been playing in bands for money since '68. I taught music at the Toledo School for the Arts for 18 years. Before that, I was an engineer at WGTE-FM for 15 years, and have had numerous different careers. This is career number 4.
Ken says this all started when his musician son needed a new amp and asked his dad to build him one. So Ken put one together and sent it off. His son loved it so much he asked for an upgrade, and the rest is history.
He came back for a short time and we started building amps. Little bit by little bit, we gotten them to the point where we liked them. Number one was, what does it sound like? Not number one, what are the specifications or all that sort of thing. And instead of hiring that out, I decided to do it myself. So all the processes for this happen here at the house. One of the results is this. That's about the 3rd amp that we made. And he's got the next one. Neither of us will part with him, of course. This is one of the raw cabinets that I make. I basically go to lumber yards and test all the wood. I get the lightest piece that I can. I get one that has a nice resonance to it. You can hear it ring, and that adds to the sound of the amp. If you look, it's got little finger joints to connect it from side to side. I have to cut out a little panel here so that I can put the knobs for volume and tone and all that sort of thing. We use 1/4-inch plywood for the back panels. But it's really nice to combine woodworking and electronics and all sorts of things like that. The computer business has given us a chance to have this stuff constantly evolve. Because in the old days, Fender designed the deluxe reverb, and you couldn't change even the type of screws that were in it because it was a finished product. But these things, they evolve. If I come up with a new idea, I call the people around me and say, "I've got a mod. If you're interested, I can do some updates for your amp." And they, "Sure." So they bring them over, and I change two little parts, and everybody's happy. The computer industry has given us that because with software and hardware development, it's allowed us using ancient technology, because these are all vacuum tube amplifiers. And it's getting to the point where this and expensive stereos are the last uses of the old vacuum tube technology. I see myself moving into maybe hybrid amps that are about this big, have vacuum tubes for a preamp and maybe a Class D power amp. We're already seeing that in the bass amp business, and I think there's market for that in the guitar amp business.
So what is it about music that keeps Ken coming back?
It's in my blood. It's all I want to do. And I've had to stand back and say, well, how am I going to raise a family, and how am I going to feed myself and still be a musician? We're able to do this on weekends or in evenings, or sometimes do this during the day and work overnight, that sort of thing, so that we can still pursue our music passion. There's always something new in music, and that's not just the business side of it, but, oh, look, I just discovered a 7/9 chord, and look where they used it in this song, and I think I'm going to write something that uses that chord. I'm a bit, I approach music as an engineer more. I like to know what's inside the music. So, understanding what you're doing and being able to move ahead is just, to me, the coolest thing I could do. I've had regular jobs my whole life to pay the bills, and this is a labor of love.